Hello, everyone. This is Pastor Nick Gentile. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm from Compassion Match, and today I have a great show for you guys. I will be interviewing Andre Foster, who's from Belmar, New Jersey originally, and currently resides in Henderson, North Carolina. Andre was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, CKD, in 2016, and is in need of a generous and compassionate person who's willing to come forward and be tested for him to see if they are eligible to be a living donor for Andre. He's engaged to his fiance, Nikki, and is the father of 3 adult children, Kamora, Andre Jr., and Jason. He currently works as a security officer at the Granville Hospital in Oxford, North Carolina, and also held the position of corrections officer for the North Carolina Department of Corrections in Tillery, North Carolina for 8 years. He likes cooking for his family, traveling when he can, going to concerts, but most of all, spending time with his fiance. And Andre is also passionate about seeing others succeed in life, especially his children. Now, through the wonderful advocacy work of Jared and Jeffrey Brown, 2 great brothers that are doing great work advocating for people with chronic kidney disease and in need of a kidney transplant, I became aware of Andre's story. And so I reached out to him to see if he would be willing to do an interview to get his story out to people. Andre agreed, and here we are by the Lord's grace. Now, I wanted to give Andre a platform to share his story with the hope that this special person will come forward and get tested to see if they're healthy enough to give him the gift of life. And I believe by the Lord's grace that is going to happen at some point in time, and hopefully this will be a part of that process. Now, to give you guys a little bit of my history or my background in this arena, for 10.5 years, starting at the age of 23, I began the journey to donate a kidney. So I dealt with many ups and downs, which included a fair amount of disappointment and frustration over that decade-long period. But I had a passion and an enduring faith that sustained my pursuit and empowered me to never give up, knowing that I was doing the Lord's will and that it would eventually happen. Finally, after many years of those doors closing, sometimes in some crazy ways, I was finally able to donate a kidney in late July of last year. There is no way that that would have happened if I didn't have a real abiding desire to show Christ's tangible love for people in need. But I didn't want to stop there. A desire rose up within me to do more. So I started Compassion Match. I did this to educate the people about the public health crisis that is chronic kidney disease, the need for living kidney donors, and to encourage people to be living donors, and to educate prospective living kidney donors to donate as safely and effectively as possible. And I'm dedicated to helping end the kidney crisis in this country. Now, before we get started, I want to read some facts about chronic kidney disease. And this information comes from the Urban Kidney Alliance website. So just hold on one second, guys. I'm going to pull up that website and I'm going to screen share it for you. This is the website and the organization of a wonderful guy named Steve Belcher, who I've learned a tremendous amount about in this area. And so here we go. So let me screen share this information and we will read it, or I will read it. Okay. There we go. So it's on the screen there. Now, knowledge is power. What is chronic kidney disease? Chronic kidney disease, or CKD, is a serious and growing public health problem in the United States. CKD is a condition in which the kidneys become damaged, decreasing their ability to filter the blood and remove waste and waste products. Wastes then build up in the blood, harming the body. When kidney function decreases to less than 15%, a patient has kidney failure. Kidney failure that requires dialysis or kidney transplant is often referred to as end-stage renal disease, or ESRD. More than 20 million Americans aged 20 and older may have CKD. Although CKD is common, many Americans with the key risk factors, such as diabetes and high blood pressure, do not know they are at risk. In addition, the rising rates of diabetes and obesity will continue to fuel its growth. as both conditions increase the risk of developing CKD and speed its progression. Therapies exist that can significantly slow the progression of CKD to kidney failure. So you see that it's pretty interesting and very sad that a lot of people are not even aware that they have chronic kidney disease.
Right.
And in many cases until it hits end stage renal disease. But there's also this information, the risk for minorities. As you can see that Andre is a black man, and this organization, Urban Kidney Alliance, is really focused on educating the black community about chronic kidney disease because it's a major issue in the black community in particular and among non-white people as well. So this is really important information that I want to read. As well, the number of African Americans being treated for kidney failure continues to grow. In addition to kidney failure, other serious complications, particularly cardiovascular disease, CVD, are associated with CKD. Other complications include anemia, malnutrition, bone disease, and depression. The end-stage renal disease disproportionately impacts racial and ethnic minorities, particularly African Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Non-Hispanics and African Americans experience early CKD at rates similar to non-Hispanic whites, but African Americans are 3.6 times more likely than whites to develop kidney failure. These findings suggest a need for more education in this population group. Health education concerning the dangers of chronic kidney disease is needed in African American communities to increase awareness and knowledge. Health teaching is important because individuals with kidney disease may not be knowledgeable about chronic kidney disease and its complications. The importance of regular exercise, stress reduction, and decreased sodium intake should be stressed. In addition, African Americans should also be aware of community resources and accessibility to care. African Americans should also be encouraged to have their blood pressure monitored frequently by a health professional. High blood pressure is the second leading cause of kidney failure. Moreover, high blood pressure is more frequently complicated by heart disease, stroke, and kidney disease, which can result in the end-stage renal disease failure in the African American population. More education should be targeted to African American communities as they do not see and receive treatment for kidney disease until there are considerable target organ damages. Finally, the goal for education for kidney disease is to prevent morbidity and mortality attributed to chronic kidney disease. When not treated or controlled, chronic kidney disease can lead to kidney failure. Urban Kidney Alliance wants to work with communities towards a better education of CKD. So that's some powerful information from Brother Steve Belcher. And right now, real quick, before I introduce my brother here, I want to share, this, hold on, let's see what we're doing. No, I want to put up the banner. Okay, let's do this. Just gonna put up the website. Okay, and the banner. Oh, and there you go. So that's the URL. You can go there to urbankidneyalliance.org. And there's awesome information on there that Steve and his associates have put up on the website. Check it out and support what he's doing because he's funded by the generous support of people, on a grassroots level, and he needs all the support he can get. So check it out. Check out the entire website. Send him a message of encouragement. Pray for him and what he's doing, and also financially support him. And that's Steve Belcher. Okay, so with that said, I want to introduce Brother Andre Foster. Thank you, Andre, for coming on the show, being willing to be interviewed. And how are you today, sir?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I just want you to tell your story for the listening audience. Give some of your background, and then go into your health issues and and whatever you feel led to share. Please share that because people need to hear your story and they don't need to hear me. So go right ahead.
Okay, I'm going to try and do my best. My name is Andre Foster, and I am 50 years old, and I am suffering from chronic kidney disease. I lived a good life. I could say that. Happy with my family, very close with my family. Love to go and do family activities and travel with my family. As it was introduced that I used to live in Belmar, New Jersey. Now I reside in North Carolina. We used to travel from uh, New Jersey to Virginia, Farmville, Virginia, which is where I was born in Farmville, Virginia, and that's where my family is basically rooted. you know, so that's our hometown. So every year we would go back there for our family reunions, and even if it was a year that we didn't have a family reunion, we would always just go and visit. So I love my family, and I love spending time with my family, and doing things with them. Um, I've worked in the enforcement field. Most of my working career. Right out of high school, I was working for an armored car company, and then I moved into private investigation, and therefore I did special police work in the city of Belmar for a couple of summers. I did um, it was like extra police help for the city. So we actually had to go through the police academy and so on and so forth, and that was a passion to me, that doing enforcement type work. And the main reason why I like doing enforcement type work is helping people, really. With all the things that are going on now, and with the contradiction with law enforcement and the people, um it's kind of like an up and down thing. But I definitely enjoy doing that type of work, and that's never going to change. But from doing that, I went into working for the Department of Corrections in Monmouth County, New Jersey, working at the Monmouth County Correctional Institute. And I was there for several years before moving to North Carolina. And when I moved to North Carolina, that's where I got on at the Department of Corrections here, and continued working different security jobs. During that time, I kind of, got out of shape. You would figure, doing that type of work, you would stay in shape and so on and so forth. But, I guess different issues grabbed hold of me and kind of brought me down. And, from there, I gained a lot of weight, and, blood pressure went sky high. Uh, Diabetes kicked in, and then from there, I mean, once the diabetes kicked in, boy, everything kind of like just spiraled. But I kept the faith. I kept the faith. I kept the faith in God to keep me going. And dealing with that diabetes, I dealt with diabetes, and still dealing with diabetes right now. More than 25 years. I'd say close to maybe about 30 now, that I've been dealing with, diabetes. So, it's been a tough run. During that time, yes, I lost some limbs, and, on my feet and toes, and, eyesight went a little whack, and things like that diabetes would take with you. But as the years went on, during that 30 years, my kidneys were slowly deteriorating, and went from stage 2, stage 3, ended up in stage 4, and I mean so on. And now I'm having to do dialysis. I've been doing dialysis at the Kerr Lake Center, dialysis center in Henderson, North Carolina, and I was doing hemodialysis, which is where you actually get hooked up to a machine, and that machine is actually doing the work that your kidneys are unable to do. And that took a lot of time out of my days, and it was it was very time consuming. Spending 5 hours on a machine, sitting in one place, and not being able to move, not even being able to get up to go to the bathroom unless you have to get unhooked, and even getting unhooked that's time consuming. So I took an interest in doing PD dialysis, which is peritoneal dialysis, where I would be able to do my dialysis at home. And then once I was able to do that, I was able to be able to hook myself up, unhook myself. I would have the freedom to actually move about my house, because with that, even after I get hooked up, I have extensions that I could bring with me, and I can go from one room to another in my home. And also the good thing about that is, when I do my treatments mostly at night. And when I say at night, what do you do at night? You're asleep. So most of the time that I'm on the machine, I'm in bed asleep. And by the time I wake up, my treatment's done, and I could just get unhooked and go about my day. And that gave me more time to be able to go to work, be able to spend more time with my family, be able to have more time to go out and back and cook on the grill, which I love to do. And peritoneal dialysis is what I like and what I enjoy. But I'm just trying to get this kidney donor. So I am on the kidney donor list at Duke University in Durham, North Carolina. So I don't know if yes, there it is. There's the link right there. You can go to this link right here and find out if you would be able to be a compatible donor for myself. All you would do is go to this link, fill out the information, and would put my name as the recipient donor, and they'll find out if you're compatible with me. Just to know, a heads up, my blood type is O. So that would let you know right there. But basically that's it. And I do appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to my story, and take the time to check into this broadcast. And I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if there is a donor out there, God bless you. And please, even if you don't think that you're a compatible donor for me, you can still go to that website and fill out the information, and you could possibly be a donor for someone else. And and I'm sure anybody else would be greatly appreciative of that. Are you still there, Nick? There you go.
Yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to get that on the screen. And okay. Now that's the page. I linked that up in the description section of this video. It's the Andre Needs a Kidney personal blog. You can check that out. The information, like the link to the Duke University Hospital, You can click on it there. You'll see it on the side under 198 people follow this, and you can click on it, and it will take you to that page, and then you can go through the process. And also the phone number is there, and I'm going to post that right now. So this is very important that you have the correct information so you can make the right calls. And I know from experience, basically every hospital has pretty much the same protocol. So, from my experience, you call the hospital, you'll talk to either a kidney coordinator or some nurse or someone like that, and they'll ask you a questionnaire and basic health questions about yourself and why you want to donate. And then what they'll do is they'll send to you if they like your answers, and it's up to their discretion. You have to be healthy enough to donate. It's not the most simple process in the world, but if you feel healthy enough, step forward, and they'll send you a blood collection kit, and you get blood drawn, and you send it back to either you send it yourself or whatever hospital or lab you go to have the blood drawn. They can send it back to the hospital, in this case Duke University, and they'll do the testing. And if, for instance, that you're A positive, like I am, well, because Andre's you can't donate to him directly. But if you're A positive, then there is a chance you can donate to him directly. And but there's no guarantee that you'll be a match. But if you're blood type compatible, then you would move on to the next phase, and that would be to submit a urinalysis sample, which is where you collect your urine over a 24-hour period. And if that's correct, if the creatinine levels, like the kidney protein levels, are at the right levels and everything looks good, then you can proceed forward from there. And every hospital, there are going to be slight differences, but that's the general overview of what you would experience as a potential living donor. And eventually you would end up going to the hospital, in this case, again, Duke University, and you would go through a battery of tests, physical tests, and a psychiatric evaluation. And if everything checks out, then you'll be approved as a donor. And if you can donate to Andre directly, then it would happen sooner rather than later. If you can't, there is a program called the Paired Kidney Exchange Program, which you guys, and what that is, and that's actually what I did in a roundabout way, is even if you can't donate to Andre directly, you can be paired with him, and the hospital will look for another pair to pair you up with. And what would happen is you would donate to the person from the other pair that needs a kidney, and the kidney donor from the other pair would donate to Andre. It's awesome. Technology is awesome. So don't think, for instance, if because you have an A positive blood type, you can't help him. You absolutely can help him. And I actually successfully was paired with someone with an O blood type. She ended up getting a kidney some other way, but it would have happened. It would have worked out that way. If she didn't get a kidney some other way, they would have found a pair to match us up with, and that's how it would have happened. How I donated is through a program called the Paired Kidney Exchange. Not the Paired Kidney Exchange. It's like that. It's called the Advanced Donation Program, also known as the Voucher Program. And that's a situation, that's basically, they call that a paired kidney exchange in time, separated by time. It doesn't happen all at once like a traditional or typical paired kidney exchange, but it's like that. And what you do is, and this is another way to help Andre, if, so you can help even more people than just helping two people. In the case of a traditional or typical paired kidney exchange, you can actually help a lot more people than that if you were to do it this way. So what you would do is, as long as Duke University, as long as they have a program like this, I'm not sure if they do, but that's something I can help you to find out, because a lot of hospitals are a part of this are plugged into this advanced kidney donation program. Others are not. So that's something you can ask about when you call. But what would happen is you would be an altruistic donor, meaning you would donate to someone you don't know as a part of a kidney chain. And you could eventually meet that person, but you don't know them initially when you donate. And that's what I did. And that can help up to 6, 7, 8 people. And then what ends up happening is before you do that, you sign a contract and you end up getting Andre a voucher so that once you donate, then Andre gets a voucher and he moves to the top of the list, and then he can get a kidney much sooner. So that's how it's a paired kidney exchange, and that you donate to someone else, you're helping even more people than just that one person you're donating. And at the same time, Andre would get a voucher and he would eventually get a kidney much sooner, because that actually happened with me. And the person that I was able to help by the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ is a dear woman named Tillery, and I wasn't able to help her directly. And, my eligibility was running out, so I really couldn't wait. So I went through the advanced kidney donation program directly, and I was able to get her a voucher, and within a handful of months, she got a kidney. So that's something to seriously consider. And you're helping even more than 1 or 2 people. You're helping up to 6 or 7 or 8 because of that kidney chain. So here's the number to call. And you can see it on the screen there. It's 919-348-2603. And I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm just having a challenge copying and pasting it right now. But is there anything else, Andre, that people need to know about the process, the name of the person they would be communicating with, or anything relevant to them getting started with this that you think they need to know?
Just whenever they do call, they'll just ask to speak with a kidney donor specialist. And, like I said, just give them my name and they'll know all the information about me already.
Right. Okay. It's very simple, folks. And, I went through, like I said, it was 10.5 years for me. That's not typical. That is not a typical time period. So don't think, oh man, I can't spend 10 years of my life doing this. No, that was just God's will for my life. That's not everyone's journey. There was a specific reason why it took me that long. I mean, so most people, they donate a lot sooner than that if they're healthy enough. And don't think if you're in your 60s or 70s, you can't donate. Because when I went for the orientation because I donated through Georgetown University Hospital in Washington, D.C. When I went for the donor orientation, there were people in their 60s and 70s there. Now, they prefer that you be younger, right? The younger you are, the healthier you're going to be, most likely, and the healthier your kidney is going to be, and the less traumatic it'll be, the less traumatic the surgery will be, to your body, because it is. I mean, it's serious surgery, but the laparoscopic surgery process is very simple. And I have 3 small incisions in my stomach. It looks like nothing, and so don't think that you can't do it if you're too old. Step up to the plate if you think you're too old. And I'm telling you, it's an awesome experience, even if you don't get to donate, because you're learning something new. You're at least stepping out and you're willing to help someone in need. You're willing to make the ultimate sacrifice, other than literally laying down your life and dying for someone. This is the second best thing I think you can do, is donating a kidney or even bone marrow or part of your liver or something like that. So in this case, it's a kidney, and I'm telling you, it was an interesting experience. It was there were a lot of ups and downs, but I'm so thankful that I went through the process. And so, yeah, I mean, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it, and you learn things about yourself. So I just want to really quickly share some information that is very, very important that I think people need to know related to this. And this is, okay, let's see. I'm going to screen share. It's not that. Screen share this. And this is the website. It doesn't look great. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, Chrome tab. Hold on 1 second. And there we go. And that is the website for the National Kidney Registry. And this is the organization that I donated through. And you can see right there, I am in need of a kidney transplant. Okay. Donor Shield Protections. I am considering donating my kidney. And that's the program I was talking about. I am interested in the voucher program. So those are options. Look into those. I mean, if anyone sees this who's also in need of a kidney transplant, take a look at that. And that's something you should also look into, Andre, if you can. Better patient outcomes for those considering donating a kidney. You have the middle option as well as the voucher program. And so I would encourage you to take a look at those. And yeah, really, really good information. And quickly, there's one other website that I want to share with people related to being a living donor for Andre. And that is donor2donor.net. And this has really good information for people considering donating and also for recipients like Andre. Here we are. So I'm going to screen share this website real quick. And let me see this. And I'm still learning this technology. It's not complicated, but, you know, just got to learn it a little bit. See? And donor2donor.net. And this. And that's the website URL. And let me screen share this page. Okay. Screen share. And there we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. So welcome. And there we go. Okay. Okay. Having a little trouble here. But let's see. Screen share. Yeah, it's not letting me do it. But just go to that website, donor2donor.net, and you can click on the donor interest forms, and they can help you get started or interested in becoming a donor, just so you can learn more about the process. But again, you can go to this link and get the process started for Andre. And again, he's blood type O. And I'm going to put it back up, and that's the number that you want to call. And so again, on Facebook, I just posted up, you can type in Andre needs a kidney, and that page that I showed you before will pop up, and the phone number and that link, the dukehealth.org link, is there on the side and on the left-hand side of the page. Check that out. I'm telling you, it's this brother he needs help, and he's faithful. He's gone through so much, and he just needs one generous person to come forward and be willing to get tested to see if they can give him the gift of life. And he's a man of faith. He knows his life is in the Lord's hands, in the hands of the Lord Jesus. And so, you know, he's not worried. He's not concerned. But especially if you're a Christian and you're hearing this, Jesus said, there's no greater love than this, than a man lay down his life for his friends. How about for someone you don't even know, you know, that you get introduced to through this process? And that's why we're doing this, to raise awareness about Andre's story and his need for a kidney donor. And you can't stay on dialysis forever. It's a temporary fix. So I want to say this, there are many people die waiting for a kidney transplant. It's not a joke. This happens all the time. And I certainly don't believe that's going to happen to Brother Andre, but that's why we're doing this, because this is an urgent situation. And none of us who haven't suffered from chronic kidney disease can understand from experience what these precious people go through. So try to put yourself in their shoes to some degree, to the best of your ability, and think about, you know, what would I want to happen? Would I want someone to come forward for me and help me to at least be willing to get tested? Of course, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you were in his situation, and I'm not trying to manipulate anyone, I'm just saying, try to put yourself in his shoes, the hardship and the suffering he's gone through. And, you know, prayerfully consider it. You know, if you are a person of faith, prayerfully consider stepping up to the plate, you know, contacting the hospital and getting the ball rolling on getting tested. And that's my encouragement to the people who tune into this. Let's see if I can screen share that now. No, it won't let me do that. That's okay. But I showed that page before. And again, that's the link. I'm going to leave that up on the screen. And from what I understand, kidney disease is the 9th leading cause of death in the United States. So it's a serious issue. It's a serious issue. And it especially is an issue in the Black community. So, you know, raising awareness about that. And again, check out urbankidneyalliance.org. Support the work of Brother Steve Belcher. He travels around the country educating people in inner city communities about the epidemic of chronic kidney disease. So that's the link. I showed the page before. Anything else you want to say, Andre? I don't want to forget anything. I don't want to leave anything out. So is there anything else you would like to say?
No, I can't think of anything else right now.
Okay.
But I am so appreciative of the help that everyone is offering in every channel that they're doing it in. I do appreciate everyone.
Right. Absolutely. And the Brown brothers, Jared and Jeffrey Brown, have done great work advocating
Yes.
on behalf of Andre. And you know, I'm that's how I found out about his need, because I share as many of their posts as I see. And that's how we connected. I felt led of the Lord to contact Andre and to ask him if he'd be willing to do an interview. And by the grace of God, he was willing to do that. So, I'm very thankful for this opportunity to play a small role, hopefully, in helping you connect with someone connect with you, and you guys can get in touch. You can get in touch with Andre, through that page that I showed you.
Yeah.
Andre needs a kidney. Just type it in on Facebook. I can't live stream or I can't share the screen right now. I'm having issues with my laptop, but I showed it before. Just typed it in on Facebook and you can find it, or you can contact me. Nick Gentile, the image you see there, the avatar, that's my profile picture on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, contact me, and I'll share all this information with you. If you want to go that route, and anything I know about donating, the donation process, I'll share that with you. Anything I can do to help Andre or anyone else. So thank you guys. So any last words, brother? Is that it?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. And also please keep him in your prayers. Please keep
Yes.
him in your prayers, and keep his fiance Nikki in your prayers and his children in your prayers. And so, yeah, I know by the grace of God, I believe in faith you're going to get a kidney. I do believe that. I think there's a reason we came together, and this is going to be a small part of the process. So God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is Pastor Nick Gentile of Lord and Christ Ministries, or that's the name of my ministry, but of Compassion Match. And also in the description. So in the description section of this video, there's a link to Andre's page and also to the Compassion Match page. So you can get in touch with me that way. And so that's it. So again, that's the number to call, the hospital, Duke University Hospital, and get the ball rolling on getting started, getting tested for Andre. So God bless you guys and have a wonderful day. Thank you again, sir, for joining me, and take care. Take care.
Thank you.